Hello folks, I am right outside of the Gateway Arch here in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm only recording this in between the time I'm waiting for the tram ride up to the Gateway Arch. By the time you see this video, the Gateway Arch National Park video would have been uploaded. Now, you saw what was the Gateway Arch National Park, but there is a whole rest of the city to explore, and that's what we'll be doing here in this video. Oh, look at that. The old courthouse. St. Louis, Missouri is a very well-known city in the United States. Yes, it's most famous for the Gateway Arch behind this building, but there is a lot more to explore here. So far in my experience, it's been a very friendly, walkable city. And although it's this big metropolitan area with high-rise skyscrapers, tourists, you, me, anyone alike, can very easily walk through the city and have a good time. There is so much to do here. If you don't already know, St. Louis is a very old city. As you can see here, old collides with new. What do you think of when you hear of the Show Me State, Missouri? Do you think of St. Louis with the Gateway Arch and the buildings all around in the city? Do you think of Kansas City out west with their barbecue and frontier city? Do you think of the natural beauty from Mark Twain National Forest to the top of the Ozarks? There is a lot about Missouri one could think of. I guess the one problem with St. Louis here is that it's a very cool city to go to, and so you have all these tourists from not only around the country but around the world. And so it makes it very difficult to get scenic shots like this. Obviously, St. Louis is such a large city, you can't do everything in one day, but we're gonna try to do everything we can do in one day here on the Coverage Project. For starters, let's walk around downtown, see what that's like. Seemingly endless skyscrapers. No matter how many blocks you travel, there's just endless buildings, skyscrapers, some even with highly ornate designs. Probably going back 100 plus, maybe 200 plus years ago. This is a very old city. It was first colonized by the French, as was a lot of the Midwest. But after the Louisiana Purchase, which pretty much doubled the size of the US in 1803, the city was then under the control of America, as the early United States had a profound interest in its westward expansion. The famous Lewis and Clark expedition west into the frontier of the United States started here. One of the biggest reasons why the Gateway Arch stands here in St. Louis is to commemorate the expedition of Lewis and Clark. It's real interesting to see these high-rise brick buildings and stone buildings, relics of a bygone era in St. Louis history. As we are marching through the Midwest, this is going to be our westernmost point, and at this point it's very weird because is St. Louis a Midwestern city? Is it more of a southern city? Heck, is it a western city? Being located right smack dab in the middle of the country, it's hard to really pinpoint St. Louis as a distinctly regional city because it could fall into many different categories. Its culture could be classified by many different regions. For example, it's known for its blues music scene, originating from the US South, and it's also known for its barbecue, a type of food, or a method of making food, that is distinctly Southern. But on the other hand, St. Louis is also known for its history of industry and manufacturing, classifying itself as kind of a Rust Belt city. And Rust Belt cities are most distinctly found in the North and the Midwest. So what are you, St. Louis? Are you Northern? Are you Southern? Are you Western? Who knows? All right, we are back from my little break in the video. While I was gone, I was exploring the Gateway Arch, which you already have seen from the last video, I'm assuming. I wanted to begin this video right where we left off, because this is a cool bridge. On top, cars go, but there is, as you saw, a giant train which goes through the interior of this bridge. What's more, there's even another railroad going down here. St. Louis, like I said, very old city. Throughout America's history, this was the gateway to the West. From here, people would be able to go on their journeys out westward to all the western states you know and love. Let's go to the Cleats Landing, the old part of St. Louis. Notice the brick streets with the brick buildings. When we go to these old towns, we sure say brick a lot. What a pretty old district. I think these buildings aren't as old as the founding of the city, but they sure are vintage. And there's the St. Louis clock. Old and finely decorated. Isn't that nice? Welcome to St. Louis, Missouri City Hall. Quite a grand, extravagant building, if I say so. Got a problem with St. Louis? Bring it to this building. I don't know if you'll get your way though. Alright, we got one more place to go here in St. Louis, and we gotta do it quickly because my camera's battery's running out. Let's get there. I was gonna take you all to some big church. I mean, it's huge, and it's one of the most famous churches in the St. Louis area. But then I thought, what do people in St. Louis really like? Well, the answer to that is this. That's right, beer and baseball. People here in St. Louis absolutely love the Cardinals, their flagship baseball team. What do they also like? Beer. Especially Bud Light and Budweiser. And that's because the Anheuser-Busch company, the parent company of that Budweiser brand, was founded here in St. Louis, Missouri. So of course, what goes best with baseball? Bottle of beer. Is that blues music? It's some sort of jazz. Regardless of where we are, what we're doing right now, it's the perfect place to end the video off. So, standing all around the surrounding Cardinals Stadium complex, more travels to come. I will see you at the next location.